All right, hello guys. We are now going over YM. I did go over the ES and the NQ. Now we are going to go ahead and discuss YM for anyone who does like trading the YM. My main two instruments that I do trade, or indices that I do trade in futures, is actually YM and ES. I don't trade anything other than those two. I mean, occasionally I did trade gold, but I traded that under the ETF GLD versus GC, which is the gold futures. But with that being said, let's get into the YM. The YM, we're going to go over the supply demand. You guys already get the gist. If you watched my NQ ES video, it's going to be the same thing essentially across the board. And I'll actually do the RTY and YM together because it's, it's whatever. I mean, the two most important ones was NQ and ES. So my demands areas here is going to be 40,889 and down, like the bottom end of that demand is going to be 40,708. Now the supply I do have above that I would hope that it can get to is going to be 42,013. The bottom end is 41,800 and give it 68. So I'm looking at these two. I'm looking at this level of supply. As you guys know, I am waiting on the mean reversion trade. We are edging in on YM. We are edging right at the 50-day moving average. We are right at it. We have the descending 100 and the descending 200. As you guys seen from the previous videos on NQ and ES, ES and NQ are actually tapping their daily 200. This is not. This is struggling. This is showing a little bit of relative weakness. So if we do see a rotate in this market, just know that YM could be relatively weaker than ES and NQ, which means that if you were thinking the same as me, where you want to wait on that mean reversion trade, this might be one of the names to actually attack versus the other ones if there is relative weakness on this name. On this future contract, this can be better to get into a short position versus the ES and NQ if you trade relative weakness versus relative strength. I can trade YM or ES. I don't have a preference. I like ES better, but I can trade both of them with ease. YM is a little bit more comfortable, in my opinion, in terms of risk management. But I'll probably lean towards, like, if the mean reversion trade does come, I'll probably lean towards that ES trade. But just be aware these levels above that I did go ahead and mention is 42,000 and this 41,880. And then these demand areas that I mentioned before that, just in case it gets soaked up. Maybe you get a dip and then a soak. So just be aware of 4877 and 4690-ish area. Be aware those areas on YM. All of these theses are going to be essentially the same. Make sure you are proactive on paying attention to the news because we are in a headline risk market. Make sure you're paying attention to that. Make sure you are aware that we are getting perpetual squeezes. You can tell by these wicks here, man. Look at this wick, huge wick down, bought right back up. We are getting perpetual squeezes in this market. So whenever this tape does change, don't be the first one trying to dip by this market. If that tape does change, you want to actually be joining the short side trend, versus trying to think that we're going to get another bottoming wick and stuff like that when we get that mean reversion. Like I said, the day that the mean reversion does come, a simple way to go ahead and gauge it is making sure you have previous day highs, which I use a indicator. I have a previous day high and previous day low indicator on my charts. So I'm going to be paying attention to previous day highs, previous day lows, pre-market highs and pre-market lows are going to be the main things that I want to look at. Previous day close does matter, but I want to really be making sure that I'm paying attention to what's happening in the pre-market and what's happening as where we're staying. If we can't get above previous day highs, or we're getting top heavy, like kind of look at this price action here where we started getting heavy. You'll notice that, and I didn't share this on ES, but you'll notice it kind of on ES, where it was very difficult for us to get above this area. So this area is going to be a little bit important here. I do think we can definitely squeeze above it. So I don't want to front run that move on any of these. Look at it. They all kind of look the same. All of these charts are going to look identical. So just keep that in mind. And then we'll pull up the RTY, which is the weakest of the bunch. This is the absolute weakest. This is just kind of a shit show here. Yeah, look, I mean, just look at this. This is like real relative weakness in my opinion. So I have, let's say if it hypothetically wants to overextend here, I got it at, what is it, 2079, and the top end is 2000, basically 100, give or take. So descending 200, descending 100, we just got over to 50, we're over to 21, and the daily 10. So I think that this could probably surge up a little bit more for us to get that mean reversion trade. Like I said, I am waiting on the opportunity to jump on it. This is also relatively weak. Remember, I think if I pull up a 4 hour, it shows us a little bit better how long we've been kind of in this range, right? Look at how long we've kind of been from here to here, like from this area all the way over here. I mean, this has been months. You know, if we pull up a weekly, like look how long we've kind of been in this area. We broke under it to come back now. Do we get this retest up here? Probably to fade back off on the weekly. Who knows? You know, this is a good opportunity. If anyone wants to pay attention to RTY, set your price alerts and prepare, because it's at some point the mean reversion is going to happen, and you just want to be prepared for it. I'm not saying that you just short anything. You know, I'm not saying that this can't trend higher. I'm just saying that when the tide shifts, just be aware, because it's going to provide a substantial setup, a substantial R to R. And honestly, these are the type of trades that can make your week, your month, your year, depending on how you size in on the setup. So just be aware of that. Hope you guys enjoyed the YM and RTY breakdown. These are the levels that I'm looking at. If you guys have any questions in regards to the levels or anything regarding anything that's been mentioned, please leave them, and I'll be, get in contact with anybody who leaves a comment and has any questions on maybe levels, what type of price action I'm using, so on and so forth. So just be aware. Hope you guys enjoyed. As always, please like the video, comment, subscribe. It'll help me out. And I am out of here. Take it easy, guys.